How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Today's conversation is going to be a little bit more serious than normal. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. I gotta have fun. So recently I got the privilege of meeting a very talented young brother. Now, of course, the word young is relative. Young to you, young to me, whatever. He was young to me. This brother was about 28 years old, and he asked me a good question. He wanted to get connected with other believers and was wondering what type of a life group he should join. Should I join a young adults life group, which is around 18 to 29, or should I join a men's life group, which is usually in their 30s and above? I gave him this advice. At your age, you might be looking for a men's life group. You see, I think that early 30-year-old range, that's a pivotal place for a man. I think it's around the age of 30 when you earn the right to go back in my day. But even at that age range, you're still learning. I think that by the age of 30, you've gained a lot of knowledge. It's fair to say, right? You see, even with all that knowledge, you still have a lot to experience. Just for a second, if you'll indulge me, let's talk about the difference between knowledge and wisdom. On this side, we have knowledge. You see that? That's knowledge. Okay, it's hashtag knowledge, but that's just so that you guys will hashtag it later. So you gain knowledge by the intake of information. Whether you go to school or maybe take a seminar, read some books, listen to a podcast, all of that is you intaking information. And that is how you grow in knowledge. But what good is knowledge for if you don't put that knowledge into practice? Putting that knowledge into practice is how we gain wisdom. See that wisdom right there? It's nice. Fine, yes, it's hashtag wisdom, but there's a hashtag there for a purpose. Use it, people. I can gain all the knowledge in the world and it would do me no good if I didn't put it into practice. When you put it into practice, you're gaining experience, and with that experience comes wisdom. Let me clarify one thing before I move on. A lot of people think that there's a correlation between wisdom and age. Brothers of a mature age like me, you like that, right? Mature age. I ain't old. This ain't gray hair. It's shaving cream. I didn't clean my face right after I shaved. The Bible says that when Jesus grew, he grew in wisdom and stature. Most scholars agree that Jesus was about 30 years old when he started his ministry. I'm sure, even though the Bible doesn't record it, that by the time he turned 30, he had already experienced a lot. So not always does age equate to wisdom. I'm willing to bet there's some older brothers out there who got a lot of knowledge and never did anything with it. And in the same respect, there's some younger brothers out there who've probably already been through a lot. Those young brothers can tell you a thing or two about life. Let's put it this way. If me at the age of 40, y'all don't need to know that. If I were currently going through a life-altering experience, say a medical diagnosis, I would much rather hear from somebody who has experience with that medical diagnosis and has been healed from it, whether he be 27 or 60. So don't think just because I got gray hair, shaving cream, that I have all this wisdom. Talk to me about my experiences, my trials and tribulations, and what Jesus walked me through. Sometimes he dragged me through, kicking and screaming. So to come back to the advice that I gave that young brother, I would say this to him and to others who may be in that same situation. Look for a group who's going to help lead you to another level. For example, if you're a 28-year-old that has a master's degree already, you don't want to go join a group of 20-year-olds that are just getting started. Maybe look for a group of people who have careers in your degree field. My wife is a second-year teacher. She recently joined a life group of women teachers who are 10, 15 years in, and the wisdom and support she gained from them, immeasurable. These ladies have been there and done that, and that's what she needed to hear. And that's exactly what you may need. That's all the time we have today for this edition of My Pen is Purpose. Thank you once again for joining us. If this is your first time joining us, welcome and thank you. Make sure you jump on our Facebook page and like and follow us. As always, I am overwhelmed by your love and support. Thank you for joining me today, and God bless you.